Hello out there. We're on the air for game 2 of our Friday triple header from the Coyotes Curling Club in Tempe, Arizona. This is your host Ryan with you with the latest action from the 2023 MoPac Mixed Playdowns. We have a Coyotes catfight today featuring Team Aubrey from Coyotes Curling taking on Team Maxie, the defending champions. They are primarily from Coyotes, but they have elements from other clubs. We'll get into that. Looks like the teams are about to do their final practice slides, and we will get the game underway. Both teams threw their shot to the button to see who's closer. We'll find out in a moment who has the hammer. To quickly recap the other games on the ice, on sheet A we have Coyotes' Team Siggins taking on Team Chen from Hollywood. On sheet B we have Team McDonald starting primarily from Coyotes taking on Team LeClaire, a Coyotes team. Sheet C is Aubrey versus Maxie, both from Coyotes. And then on sheet D we have Team Endicott from Coyotes taking on Team Mallory from Silicon Valley. Looks like Aubrey has the hammer, and the lead for Team Maxie is in the hack, and we are underway here with the opening rocks of draw number 5. Glad to have you guys with us for the ride. The lead for Team Maxie is Gabriel Coleman. Made a run to U.S. Women's Nationals about in the 2010s. She has a great story about that, so much so she wrote a book about it. If you ever have a chance to pick up her book, it's a fun read. Also some great tips for newer curlers. This is the lead rock coming for Team Aubrey. And that would be the lead for Aubrey, Tom Stokes. This is Coleman's second coming down the ice. Looks like Aubrey's first rock was a guard. Coleman's second rock, it's going to go into the house. It needs to sit down, and it does hit the brakes into the back 12. Is it going to hit the brakes? Oh, it doesn't hit the brakes. Well, or it brakes just a little too far. So this is Tom's second shot coming. So Tom Stokes started curling in 2014 and quickly settled into playing the front end of various teams. When not on the ice, you will find Tom cleaning the brooms and the club, refilling the club's inventory of broom head sleeves, and providing expert toe dips for club members. Outside of curling, Tom plays in pickleball leagues and trains with Debbie and AZ Aardvark, their 4-way indoor skydiving team. There's also a rumor circulating that he might retire last summer. This is the first rock coming for Maxie's second, Dan Baresh. Dan is a member of 6 state championship teams out of North Dakota and has played in 10 national championships, 4 mixed, 1 club, 4 senior, and 1 mixed doubles. And his first shots, I think they were going to try and draw around the guard, and it comes up a bit wide. Something for Aubrey to go after. This is Team Aubrey's second. This is Lula Brock. She started curling in Canada. She curled in college, which is a fun extracurricular activity. Let's see if she has an extra good shot here. And she unfortunately looks to flash the yellow in the house. This is Baresh's second shot coming down. This shot looks to be pretty good to cover the shot that was already delivered, maybe a smidge on the heavy side. But that looks like a great weight because it tapped the yellow further into the house towards the forefoot and behind cover, leading Audrey to put the broom down for Lula Brock to take out the guard sitting tight to the house. The shot, it runs the red back onto the yellow, so a nice run back. So gets rid of the yellow shot rock, and is now Aubrey sitting shot in the forefoot just above the top forefoot ring. And now you can see the shot. So now it's Maxie looking to do the run back. We will see if the vice for Team Maxie, Michelle Wagner, has that in her arsenal. She started curling in 2003, has participated in 8 qualifying national events, and does clear the guard. It exposes the shot stone. It looks like Team Aubrey is asking Vice Tom Danielson to get rid of the yellow that's in the house. I think maybe hitting nose would probably be best. And that is what they do. They hit it slightly on the inside edge and it rolls toward the shot rock. It's possible for Maxie to do a double takeout. So Michelle wanted to give a shout out to her father, Craig, who is tuned in on the MoPac YouTube channel. Hello. She also wanted to pass along that she got involved in the sport of curling thanks to her dad, Craig. So definitely also our thanks to him as well for having her here today to be a part of this tournament. It's been great seeing her. And she gets both rocks moving. A great double takeout there by Michelle Wagner. Curling thanks to her dad, Craig. So definitely also our thanks to him as well for having her here today to be a part of this tournament. It's been great seeing her. And she gets both rocks moving. A great double takeout there. This is Danielson's second. It looks like they're doing a draw around the corner guard. Oh, I take that back. He's going after the yellow on the wings, and unfortunately it doesn't curl up enough, and it will go through the house. And so now this is a chance for Maxie, without the hammer, to split the house on his own and really amp up the pressure on Aubrey early in this first end. It's a Coyotes catfight, Coyotes clash, Coyotes caterwaul, the Coyotes centrifuge. of chaos. There we go. That's the one. The centrifuge of chaos coming to the slip slides this fall. So this is Fred Maxie. He is an 8-time Mixed Nationals participant and 2016 champion. He was also a 2022 USA Senior Champion, as well as last year's MoPac Mixed Champion with this team that we got to see in Los Angeles. So this shot doesn't get around the corner guard, but it does split the rings somewhat. Debbie Aubrey is now, I think, looking to make a hit on the shot rock, touching the forefoot. Probably roll back towards the middle. I mean, I think it's possible she could roll under the corner a little bit, but it definitely is important that she sticks around. If she doesn't stick around, then Maxie can just draw it to the top of the house and really make her draw for one. So this is Debbie Aubrey. She's been working as an engineer for a very long time and has not been curling long enough. She started curling in 2014 when Coyotes moved to their own facility and knows she's quite fortunate to practice on dedicated ice. She took over the skipping broom in 2018. Looks like she's been doing pretty well since then. So it looks like the hit's made. It needs to, oh no, it crashes on the guard. Is it going to stick around as it rolls into the house? It does not. It rolls through the premises. And Michelle takes it out. Well, sweeps it out. Well, then she pushes it to where the stones are stored. So maybe she takes it out. So now with that miss, Maxie has an opportunity here. It looks like he's going to put a guard up, maybe like a tight guard, or going to the top of the house. I don't think he wants to go too far into the house because that could set up a double or a hit. So this is Maxie's shot, his last without the hammer. So this is a guard. Looks like the line's pretty good. And again, they just want a tight guard. It looks like it over curled ever so slightly. Although from the overhead, it looks like the shot stone is really well covered. So it's Maxie sitting 2, Aubrey forced to draw as she makes her way back to the hack. Danielson has the broom down for a nice draw. I think hoping she just needs to be full forefoot to convert the hammer here. I just noticed we have the MoPac, the giant MoPac banner in the background that really just kind of adds to the environment here. As Debbie Aubrey gets ready to deliver her last here, just a draw for one. So the shot's underway. Sweepers are really making sure it gets there. It needs to be a solid forefoot. It looks like it's really close. They're really going hard. It's going to get there. It's going to be like really close to the pin. So a lot of sweeping, a solid team effort by Team Aubrey to secure the 1 point. So that puts Aubrey on the board with 1 at the end of the first ends. The score, Team Aubrey 1, Team Maxie 0. We're going to take a break from our feature sheet action, We'll return in a moment to the 2023 MoPac Mixed Nationals, coming to you live from the Coyotes Curling Club in Tempe, Arizona. Live streaming of this and other regional competitions is powered by the clubs and members of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association. Our mission serves to grow curling and foster competition in Arizona, California, Idaho, Nevada, Oregon, and Utah. Visit mopacca.org today to find a curling club near you or for help getting one started in your community. We're going to be looking around the rings in a moment, but it looks like not all the scoreboards have been updated, but one place you can find the scoreboards up to date is bonspieler.com. If you were looking for online shopping, you went to the wrong place. If you're looking for live scores from curling games, bonspieler.com is your destination. bonspieler.com. So it looks like the first rock from Tom Stokes went to the back eights. Let's see what Gabrielle has in mind for her first shots. As she pushes out from the heck. Looks like they want to put up a corner guard as Maxie has the broom positioned on the left corner of the sheets. And that is corner guard. Looks like Aubrey wants a center guard, which is a great reminder that we have a no-tick rule in effect on the center line for the first 5 rocks of an end. If a team has their rock touching the center line, it cannot be dislodged by an opposing team without causing a penalty or a foul. And so the non-offending team can replace or reset the original stone and remove the shooter. Or they can also say, hey, you know what, everyone makes mistakes, we're just going to leave it where it is. When I say, they might also say, hey, this actually improves our situation and leave it the way it is. That's probably what's going to happen. However, the center guard is made, so the no-tick rule is in effect on that rock. We should have like a glowing, like foxtrot style hockey puck, red glow on rocks that are touching the center line. Yeah, a glow stone. That'd be awesome if it glowed. So this is curling up. It looks like it might make contact with. Oh, it's going to be a little short. So no tick, no tick, no tick. Now they do have staggered center guards. That's perhaps not the best outcome for Maxie. I mean, it does provide cover to draw around later in the end, but Aubrey is going to get there, or going to try to get there first, with Luba Brock's first rock here in the second. Brock is throwing left-handed. This draw around the guards looks pretty good. Maybe just a little more weight than necessary, as Maxie's going to jump on it once it crosses the tee line, and he's going to escort it from the premises like a rowdy guest at the end of the night. Oh, it's probably easier to swoop a rock from the house than a rowdy guest, but brooms are necessary in both cases, though. So now seeing those center guards being an obstruction, Maxie is going to order some demolition. And Dan Baresh delivers. The center guard is still there. One center guard is still there. So Aubrey's asking Luba Brock to draw around again. So, as we mentioned before, she curled in college in London, Ontario. She noted that hitchhiking was the standard mode of transportation, and no one was surprised to see curlers like Luba on the side of the road, thumb up, holding a corn broom, hitching a ride to the local curling club. Which just sounds so, wholesome and Canadian. Goodness gracious. That still might happen on the Canadian Shield. Oh, this is going to be a little heavy. And Maxie again, rowdy house guest. You're gone. He's 86 to that rock. So again, Maxie asking Dan Baresh to do some demolition. So he doesn't want to stick around, so he's looking to basically tick the guard now that the rock rolls over. Does tick the guard to the wings, out of play, and the shooter also rolls away. So now the house is open from around the center and entirely on the right side. And Aubrey is still looking to draw around guards at this point. She is sitting one in the back eight. Talking over the shot with Tom Danielson, who's in the hat, getting set. Swooping really hard. You're seeing a lot of curl here as it goes down the ice. Looks like it's, I think she wanted it around the corner guards. It's not going to get there. It's going to be a tight guard close to the center of the house. So now Maxie wants to draw around those corner guards, try and set up a 2 points here. As Michelle Wagner gets set. She notes that more important than going to nationals 10 times since more important than going to nationals 10 times is that since 2013 she's participated at 73 bonspiels with Dan Baresh, and so they are traveling bonspiel companions, which also sounds so wholesome. Just to have a colleague to go curling with. Unfortunately, that rock is a little light. The line looked pretty good, just goes a little bit short, and it draws into the corner guard pile along the left side. So I think Aubrey might want to try and raise the red that was put into the guard zone just above the house. And this is Tom Danielson's last. Danielson was the 2017 Senior National Bonspiel Champion. 2018 MoPac Mixed Champion. So he's throwing a little bit of weight. He was also the international champion at the 2018 Pacific Invitational Championship, which is a very prestigious event run in British Columbia every year. So this is actually going to draw around the rock that was just put by Aubrey and settle in back of the 4 foot. Full 8 foot, correction. So there's a pocket now for Maxie to get to if you wanted to. He's looking at it. I think maybe he was initially, maybe thinking about blowing it out. Although that red at the top of the house makes it really tough. So he's now kind of looking at drawing around the center guard. And that's where he has the broom for Wagner's last. Shots underway, so the weight's definitely better. It might be too much, perhaps. It is carrying. It might draw to the backing in the back 4 foot. That's actually going to just barely make contact and roll to the back 12. So again, the line looked pretty good. Just the weight was a little off this time in the slightly heavy direction. So Aubrey makes her way down the ice as Danielson has the broom down. I think looking to guard the path to the left side of the sheets, because they're sitting two right now fairly comfortably. One of the rocks is behind cover. The other one's open, but if she guards this path, she can block Maxie's attempt to, take out any of the reds, and also the draw to the corner on the left side of the sheet. So I think looking for a guard, actually it looks like to be carrying a little bit, so they're maybe calling it audible. They're going to tap the red in the top of the house into the house, and the shooter kind of rolls ever so slightly towards the center line. So the for Maxie, a tricky situation. They are facing three right now. The the red that was just pushed in the house is third shot. Maxie's rock in the back 12 is actually shot number 4, rock number 4. Looks like Maxie is going to draw into the pile of reds, just kind of based on where Wagner has the broom. Still a tough situation. Definitely looks like Aubrey can dish it out, just like she could take the lumps that she did in the last end. So seems like a very nice Coyotes clash of chaos. Is that the phrase I came up with? Centrifuge of chaos. Yes, we are definitely seeing the centrifuge of chaos reach a boiling point, which is what centrifuges are known to do. I'm a writer by trade, so I don't know all these science terms. Looking for the draw here. There's some backing. You need to make sure it gets around the rocks in the top of the house. It looks like that's mission accomplished. And now just sweeping to see how far down into the house it's going to get. And it's going to get to be almost full 4 foot. Looks to be full 4 foot from the overhead. So it looks like Aubrey's going to try and run the red back onto the yellow to get rid of the yellow, and then basically be sitting 3, maybe 2 for Maxie's last. But Maxie will be forced here. Broom down. Aubrey makes her way to the hack for her last shot without hammer here in the second end. And her shot's away. Good release. Looks like good weight. Needs to make sure it stays on line. Looks like it might be over curling. Makes contact with one of the reds, but the wrong red runs rampant. So that red that she hit goes through the house and sets in the back of the playing area. The shooter also rolls wide to the right. And so now there's a 2 in the offing for Fred Maxie and Team Maxie. All he needs to do is basically do the same type of shot that he just threw with a little bit more ice. And only needs to touch the 4 foot ring to secure the deuce. Fred Maxie gets set. Let's time this shot because I have a stopwatch on me and I need to use it or lose it. I was told that. So probably looking for probably 14.2 seconds. This is over curling a bit. The sweepers are off, and it looks to be maybe a little on the light side. So they're not going to let it, they're just kind of walking it down. That was 16 seconds. So that was at least a second too slow. Just the one, but it's enough to bring things even against Team Aubrey. So we are all square here, heading into the third end. Team Aubrey has the hammer when we come back to the 2023 MoPac Mixed Playdowns, coming to you live from Coyotes Curling Club in Tempe, Arizona. If you or your business would like to become a sponsor for MoPac, our competitions, or our live streaming service, visit mopacca.org and click on the contact link on the right-hand side of the page. You can also reach out to us on Facebook, Carrier Pigeon, Semaphore, and more. That's all at mopacca.org. Going to go around the rings real quick here. Looks like on sheet number A, the red team of Team Citizens from Coyotes took a 4 spot in the first. Looks like they're up at least 4. They're playing the third end right now. There's no score posted. But they definitely, so Citizens is up at least, well, they're up 4 something after 2. On sheet number B, the game between Team McDonald of Coyotes and Moore. Looks like they scored a single in the first end, and I'm not seeing the second end score posted as of yet. On sheet D, they're about to start their third end. Looks like they traded deuces back and forth. Team Endicott scored first with 2, and Team Mallory from Silicon Valley responded with 2 of their own. They're all square heading into the third end on sheet D. So we're heading to the third end here on our feature sheets, and we have Tom Stokes throwing his first rock at the end. So it looks like he made some contact on the yellow rock that was thrown into the house. Shooter does stick around, and so Maxie wants Gabriel Coleman to make a play on it. Looking for a nice takeout weight here. And first shot's underway. He needs to make contact. He's going to just kiss it, and not in the good way, in the missing a shot way. So that red is still sticking around. Aubrey has the hammer, so she's looking to put up a corner guard. I think to kind of lock that one in as much as you can on eyes like this. And Stokes' shot is away. Looking for a corner guard. Arizona is one of the 4 corner states, so it does make sense that they are going to put up a corner guard here. Looks like it drew into the house, and so instead of it being a guard, it's now like a double opportunity for Maxie. As Dan Baresh gets set and pushes out of the hat. Got some nice upway, looking for a counterclockwise out turn. Looks like he's going to get at least one of the rocks if it doesn't overcurl. Gets one and jams on the red in the back, so it does get one of the reds out, and the shooter itself will also roll through the house and out of play. So Aubrey's kind of looking at what she wants to do next. Doesn't want to put the guard back up necessarily. She's looking to split the rings with Luba Brock's next rock. Her shot's away. just looking to split the rings. Looking to be in the rings though. That's, I think, the important part of the shot. It looks like it's going to be touching perhaps, though the sweepers are really going hard. Will get into the rings, be pretty close to parallel with the other stone. They're both in the top 12 foot. There's not a double there. So it looks like Maxie's just going to still be on cleaning duty as Dan pushes out of the hat. His last shot over curled a little bit. This one's going to be close again. Looks like he has it though. Hopefully wants to stick around. And he will stick around, and that red goes. Adios. Adios, Roxanne. So Aubrey now wants to make a play on that yellow on the wings. With Brock's next rock here. She gets set in the hat. Looking at her release, she did do a bit of a positive release, extending her arm as she let go. This looks pretty close. It looks like it might be on the outside. Is it going to get back in time? It will make contact. The shooter will roll out, and the stone from Maxie will roll out. So now Maxie will go to the other side of the rings, gets his skips stroll in, and looks to take out that red that's in the top 12, asking Michelle Wagner to do the honors. Weights maybe a little soft. It's looking pretty good though. Needs to make sure it doesn't over curl, and it looks like it's not going to over curl. It's going to hit on the inside, and the shooter will roll towards the center and settle down, touching the 4 foot on the left side as the red rock goes out of play. So the hitting game is definitely on here. We've got more hits than a top 40 station going on right now as Danielson's last shot heads down the ice. Makes contact with the shot stone and rolls towards the back 8 foot area near the tee line. So again, trading the hits back and forth. We've got more hits than a Rolling Stone concert happening right now. Rolling Stones, plural concert. And this is Wagner's last. Sweepers are on it as Coleman really applies the elbow grease to make sure it holds the line. It's going to be pretty close. They hit on the inside. The shooter's also going to roll out, so we have an open house for Team Aubrey here. They have the hammer. They could blank at this end. It could be shaping up to be a blank. I think it's going to be important to see how Danielson's last rock ends up. Aubrey, I think, wanted to kind of draw to the right side, and now she repositioned the broom to draw toward the center as Danielson makes his last. And that must have hit something because Danielson had enough pepper on it, but it plopped in the hog line area. So that's a hog line violation. It's a lost stone, a hogged rock. Certain bonds feels he would owe $1 to the pot that gets raffled off at the end of the weekend, but there's no raffle here. It's unfortunately a lost rock. And so now it's a wide open house for Maxie to draw toward as he gets set towards the hat. Just a draw here. And you got to think a player with Fred Maxie's experience has a draw in his back pocket. Even if he doesn't, the pocket's going to be pretty deep since it's a wide open house. He gets set in the hack. And his shot's underway. Just looking for a draw. I think he wants to touch the top of the house down the center line, also based on where Wagner had her broom. Swoopers were cleaning, now they're off it, just kind of escorting it down the ice. And it's going to settle into the house. Maybe, it's tearing a little bit. Danielson sweeping it toward the back of the house. Is it going to stick around? The answer is yes. It is hanging on just like that rowdy reveler staying out way past when the party's over. Refuses to leave. Another way to look at it is that Rock doesn't play squatters' rights and wants to stay in the house. Will Debbie Aubrey serve an eviction notice on that hanger on? We will see as she makes her way down toward the hat. I think looking to draw, perhaps. Aubrey has the hammer in the sand. She has 2 stones remaining. I think they might be trying to set up a deuce at this point. And perhaps looking for a Maxie miss. There's her shot, looking to draw, I believe. This one looks to have a little bit of weight on it, so I think they're trying to sweep it toward the yellow in the back. And oh no! Squatter's rights still in effect for the Maxie stone, as the eviction notice was served but not delivered by Debbie Aubrey. I don't know if this analogy is working. I might keep it going for a little bit longer. We'll see. But now Maxie has a chance to add another squatter, as it were. I'm going to change the phraseology. It's not working out. But he has a chance to put another rock into the rings, put it up top, and really force Aubrey to draw for 1. With the weight he threw, swoopers are off. It might, it's hard to tell where it might end up. It is carrying. I think it might be a little higher than they would have wanted. And indeed it is. So Maxie threw his own truant guest out. That's you don't see it very often where one squatter takes out another. It's still Maxie sitting 1 in the back. There's a blank possibility in the offing. Someone called a technical timeout. That's leading to some excitement in the warm room. I think the blank is in effect. Danielson has the broom down, right next to the Maxie rock hanging on. As Debbie Aubrey gets set in the hack, here's her delivery. Tom's really going after it. Looks like it's gonna maybe nose hit it. It is hit it on the schnoz, and the red rock sticks around, so it's going to be a score of 1 for Aubrey, as she will take a 2-1 lead over Team Maxie as we head into the 4th end here at the 2023 MoPac Mixed Playdowns. We'll be back in just a moment. as they are getting underway here in the fourth end on our feature sheet, let's go around the rings, where it looks like we had a measure on sheet A. Curious to see the outcome of that. It appears that they are finishing their third end. It looks like it was a measure to see how many reds were scored, because they put up a crooked number for the red team, and that would be Team Siggins from Coyotes. So through 3 ends, it's Team Siggins of Coyotes up 7-1 over Team Chen from Hollywood. On sheet B, it looks like we're all square at 2 after Team Leclerc scored a 2 in the third end, pardon me, or in the second end. So it's McDonald scored singles in both the first and third ends. They're playing with the Red Rocks, and they are all square at 2 all heading into the fourth end. Sheets C is, of course, our feature sheets. And then on sheet D, the game between Team Endicott of Coyotes and Team Mallard of Silicon Valley. Trying to get a good view of the score. I might take a brief stroll. Looks like they're finishing their third end. It looks like they were all square at 2 apiece, and Team Endicott was holding the hammer, I believe. So back on our feature sheet here. So glad to have you guys with us. This is game 2 of our Friday triple header. We had triple headers both Thursday, Friday, and we could have up to 4 games on Saturday, depending on if there's tiebreakers needed. For Aubrey, Tom threw a guard, and then Gabriel Coleman drew a round, and then Tom responded with a draw of his own to sit on top of the yellow. And so Maxie is asking Gabriel, pardon me, to draw again. This looks like it's hanging out a little bit. We'll see how it finishes. This seemed to have been a bit wide. They're able to get into the house and able to get it back towards the right edge of the button. So looks like the line was actually pretty good. Just the weight was a little, maybe the line was a little wide and the weight was just a little heavy, but still a good outcome. And this is going to be Luba Brock's net shot as she gets set. Joining me now in the broadcast booth, aka the warm room, is my oval curling companion and also head ice official for this event. That is going to be Stefan Brems. Hello, Stefan. How are you doing today?
Hello, Ryan.
You're on mute.
Well, there we go. Hello, Ryan. Well, thanks. How you doing?
Doing well. This is your first time being head ice official, as we see Luba Stone go through the house. How's it been, just kind of these duties? Because I know you're updating the draw shot challenges every time.
Yep.
Were you informed that there's going to be math involved this weekend?
Yes. Thankfully, I was told by the MoPac competitions chair that there would be a little math, but it's not too bad.
Well, also it's just a matter of addition, right? There's no subtraction really. It's just adding up the distances. Right?
Exactly. Yep.
And it's not even like gymnastics where they remove the 2 low scores. It's just.
No, the spreadsheet's doing that for me already. So
oh, really?
It'll remove the 1 lowest score.
Okay, the 1 lowest score, which would be like me if I hogged the stone.
Yeah. If. I'm kidding.
Oh, ouch. There's a reason why I'm in the warm room and not on the ice right now. Let's just put it that way. And I was not invited to this event. If I was invited, I would do it. But it's always more fun to be on the ice.
It is always more fun to be on the ice.
However, it's fun to be here, calling the game. This is shaping up to a pretty good game between Aubrey and Maxie, the defending champions.
Indeed it is.
This is Aluba's second rock here with the red. Right now is Maxie sitting 2 with the hammer. Was it Maxie that scored a seven-ender in the first game? I believe so.
Let me take a look.
It was Maxie versus Hells on sheet A.
Yep, it was Maxie that scored a 7-ender on sheet A.
So Maxie had a slow start, but they definitely got cooking pretty quickly.
They did.
So here it looks like Maxie wants Dan to draw around. I think to just kind of draw into the pile. If it's a guard, that's fine. If it goes in the pile, it's probably not as good. He wants to keep it high. I think the guard's the miss. Sounds like they want it swept. Really hard for line, it appears, both Coleman and Wagner. So it looks like it's going to be heavier than I thought. Going to tap one of the red back. That seems to be the shot that he wanted. It does open up a double for Aubrey to take as Tom Danielson, her vice, gets set in the hack. Looking for a nice, I think, normal weight takeout there. So they were looking at maybe approaching it from the other turn, but has decided to do the clockwise in turn.
Sorry about that. Had to step away for a second.
I totally understand. That's why we have mics on we have mutes on our mics. So looking to get rid of one, makes contact with both. Both of the rocks are yellows are going to go through the house as a double takeout.
Very nice.
Yes, and the shooter will stick around in the top 4 foot for a second shot. So right now it is Maxie with the lone shot stone, and Aubrey has shots 2, 3, and 4. So if you're Maxie, what would you do in this situation, considering the fact that, you know, the one shot stone's behind cover, and there's a lot of red close at hand?
I don't know. That's a pretty tough one. I don't think you can get enough weight to come in around the right-hand side of that and knock both those reds out.
I think what they're trying to do is, I think they're going to try and tap the red back and stick around.
Yeah.
Kind of move the rocks around a little.
If you were to stick something in that pocket, that would help out a bit.
Although Maxie's calling the sweepers off, I think they're just going to let it coast in, see where it ends up. It looks like it's got a decent way to push it back.
Oh, just about a freeze there. Just about.
I mean, that's a good setup shot, although
it is.
Aubrey can now just kind of block that path, because also this is, I think, the second time that Maxie's been down that path, or very close to it. So he's got the line and the weight probably figured out for that approach.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Put a guard up there and protect that. Still a little cold, but not as bad. Oh, does that one get to you?
So our cameras might have a little bit of stutter to them. The cameras that are on the away end are closest to the cooler, and it is really cold on that side of the ice. I guess it's good as those cameras that are in the cold and not me, because I didn't bring the right jacket for this event. Speaking of cool, it was cool this morning in Tempe. I thought it was going to be a little bit warmer for January, but I guess it doesn't always have to be like 110 in Arizona.
Yeah, I was, being someone who doesn't handle the heat well, I was pretty happy to see that daytime highs were in the low 60s. So that works for me, although it is going to be cold tomorrow, 36 degrees when we get up to come over here. So yeah, a little chilly.
Although right now it's 57 degrees, it appears.
Yep.
As the app says.
As the app says. Which it thinks is going to be the high for today. So.
I don't know about you, but I could use another 20 degrees of heat.
Nah, it's too early for that.
Although when Stefan had his phone out, the temperature in Salt Lake right now is 37 degrees or 34 degrees. It's pretty cold. 34.
Yeah.
So another technical timeout. Stefan's going to step away as we look at the setup here. It is turned into a bit of a tricky situation as Aubrey is able to put up that guarding rock. It's not officially a guard because it's touching the house, but it looks like Maxie wants to blow it up a little bit. It's all good. So Wagner delivers her next shot. Looks like they want to kind of move rocks around, try to hit the red up top.
Wow. Well, that'll do.
Let's watch that again.
Yes, please.
App crashed. All right, so the app crashed during replay, so I'm going to remove that. Bring the camera back in. So we don't have the replay, but it's technology. So now what do you do if you're Aubrey? It's now Maxie sitting 2. There's that red in the top 8 foot that looks pretty close to second shot, but it's going to be hard to get to.
Yeah, this, I don't know, I feel like, I'm not sure what they're going to try to do there. It looks like they're going to try to run back the yellow and get a double on that maybe, but I don't know if there is a good safe shot here.
I think the strategy might be to blow the rocks open,
yeah,
to at least have a draw to save something of this end, because right now this end is looking very strongly in favor for Maxie to get 3 even, and so I think
it is.
I think Aubrey is just making sure that she's not forced to give it more than 2.
Oh yeah, there's some weight there. That's exactly what they're doing.
Let's see if Debbie Aubrey has demolition expert in her title. Going to move one of the yellow rocks.
Ooh, and just sit there. That doesn't help things at all.
Helps things slightly, but Aubrey has only one more shot, so there's a run back that's there. Mm-hmm. It appears. But however,
that would just force him to 1.
Which is not a bad outcome.
No, it's not. It's not.
It looks like though. Looks like Maxie wants to draw. I think maybe touch the 4 foot, just based on where he has the broom down. So at the conclusion of this end, we are going to take, they're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to go around the rings and then take our break. But very glad to have you guys with us tonight. Please join us tonight at 6:30 where we'll have our nightcap. We're looking to see which matchup we're going to present. As pool play starts to wind down, want to be able to present as many teams as possible and the most exciting matchup as possible. This is Maxie's first of 2 stones with a hammer. So we got a couple teams coming off the ice for their break. The warm room's going to get a little louder as that happens. So looking for the draw. It looks like it's good. Looks like the weight's pretty good as it drifts towards the 4 foot. It might be a little on the heavy side. It's going to settle in the back 8 foot, I believe. Back 4 foot, straddling the line. So it is 3rd shot. It's actually 2nd shot right now. So the yellow that's on the left side of the 4 foot is shots, followed by the one in the back, and then the yellow in the top 4 foot, 8 foot area is 3rd. So it does give Aubrey a bit of an out because she can draw down on top of the shot that Maxie just threw.
Yep, and that'll be a good force to 1 too, especially if she can freeze it there.
Yeah. So I think the slight miss on the part of Maxie. He wanted to be higher up.
He did.
I think the miss was the light. The light was the miss.
Although Maxie does have the hammer, so even if she does manage to freeze there, he could still pull 2 out of this.
That's true. Depending on where the red ends up, he could try and double out the 2 rocks in the back 4 foot. So still a crucial shot for Debbie Aubrey as she's facing 2 without the hammer here in the 4th end. Danielson has the broom down, looking for pretty much the same shot that Maxie just threw. And her shot's underway. Sweepers are just escorting it down right now. I think if they tap it back, that's not a bad outcome either.
No, that's not.
Sweepers jumped on it.
Oh, that's staying a little wide.
It's hanging out. This could be an unfortunate miss here. It is going to... Ooh. That's unlucky there.
Yeah.
So the yellow in the back 4 got pushed back slightly, but it still outcounts the red in the top 8. So now Maxie, if he draws the same type of shot he just threw, is going to have 4.
Yep.
So really sudden turn in the scoring. Maxie was kind of knocking on the door this entire end, and finally the 4 spot said, "Hey, I might let you in, depending if he makes the shot." You can never count your chickens before they hatch. You can't count your shot stones before they're counted, because sometimes,
stranger things have happened.
Exactly. And we just saw one draw go a little heavy. Maybe this draw will go a little heavy. Front end jumps on the stone pretty quickly. Needs to touch the 4-foot 4-4.
Oh, that looks pretty light.
It looks a little light. They're going really hard.
They are.
Can't pull the string on this. Is it going to get there?
Yep.
Will it get there for 4?
It will. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. It is super close. I think it's there, but I wouldn't doubt that if they wanted to do a measure. So it's definitely 3. So they're clearing 1, 2, 3. Oh. So they didn't do the measure.
Nope. All right. I guess we'll see what score they put up there.
Yes, they could have agreed it was 3, or they could have agreed it was 4. So we'll be right back as we find out what the score is to the 2023 MoPac Mitts Playdowns. Just a moment, we're going to go around the ring, see how they're doing. Oh my goodness! So we have a final already on sheet A. No need to go around the rings, as it looks like Sidians basically, took the fighting spirit out of Team Chen. Unfortunately, after 4, they decided to shake hands, and Team Sidians took an 8-1 win over Team Chen. So that's the second game that ended early today. Also on sheet A. So sheet A is kind of like the blowout sheet, I guess.
Yeah, there's been a lot of really unbalanced games on sheet 1 during this competition. It's been pretty wild to watch.
Interesting. So we're going to go around the rings real quick here with our roving camera. Sorry. So on sheet number B, we have Team McDonald's and Team... I'm trying to see who the other skip is. Leclerc, thank you. They are wearing the very distinctive Arizona jackets. Appreciate it. So it looks like they were... Okay, thank you. So it's Leclerc holding a 1-point lead after 4. Leclerc 3, McDonald's 2. Sheet C, of course, is our feature sheet. And I'm going to do a little bit of walking, so ignore me. Oh. And then on sheet D, it looks like they're about to finish their 4th end. We'll stay with this because it's good television, as the kids say. Team Sidians taking on Team Malarick of Silicon Valley. Endicott, my apologies. Endicott's right there. How did I miss that? This is the hammer shot. It looks like just a draw for 2. It's going to be a draw for 2 by Jeremy Malarick here. Just needs to touch paint. Sweepers are not laying a broom on it, just cleaning. Looks like it's carrying a little bit. It needs to sit down as Endicott's Vice jumps on the rock and escorts it from the premises. Just a missed opportunity there for Mallory, as it's just the one. Heading into the break, it is 5-3, Endicott over Mallard. So on that note, we are going to take a break of our own. We'll be back in a couple minutes as we resume coverage of the 2023 MoPac Mixed Playdowns, coming to you from the Coyotes Curling Club. Rocks in play. We are underway here with the fifth end of our feature sheet game between Team Aubrey and Team Maxie. They're both from Coyotes Curling Club for the most part. So this is our Coyotes Centrifuge of Chaos, Part 2, The Revenge. Well, they meet again. This is still the first game. So it's like first one, the centrifuging. What is this? A centrifuge does? It's centrifuges, right? You can make it into a verb.
It spins. Not unlike a curling stone, just a whole lot faster.
Oh, and what's not spin is that this is turning into a pretty good game.
Yes, this really is.
Did Maxie score 3 or 4 in that last end?
Let me double check.
Or is it 2? Looks like they put the number by the number 5, so it's a 4 spot. So Aubrey has a hammer and some work to do here in this fifth end. Looks like have a nice stagger of rocks around the house, around the rings. As Dan Baresh pushes out of the hack here. All the scores are posted to bonspieler.com. They are our playlist. They are our score provider. I say playlist provider because I used to do radio broadcasting as a DJ of jazz, and they make it even dorkier on the public radio station. So I would say our playlist provider, but this is our score provider. That's bonspieler.com. And it looks like Maxie shots there. Trying to see where that ended up. This is going to be Luba Brock's next rock. I think looking to draw on top of the yellow in the 4-foot there. This is coming up a little light, actually, it appears, or the sweepers were on it and then they're off. Now Danielson's jumping on it again. Just draws into the pile. Well, it's now a pile. When does a pile become a pile?
There's 2 ways I can answer that, right?
Well, it used to be, it was a proto pile, and now it is a bona fide certified pile.
When does a pile become a heap?
That you had to look at my laundry basket for that answer to that definition. So Maxie taking out the solitary red in the rings. The shooter rolls out as well. So it's now just the single Maxie rock in the top 4-foot as shot stone. There's a red on the top 12 at 2 o'clock. That could be 1 o'clock. It could be in touching the rings, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. I don't think it is either. Looking at the top down, it looks like there's some good space in there.
But again, the cameras can lie.
Oh yes, they can.
Just like your parents can. No.
Ryan, you're a bad influence on the children.
I don't know why I'm always saying children say things. I mean,
Ryan says the darndest things.
So Aubrey is looking to try that draw with a little bit more weight this time. Danielson's rock's a little heavy. Maxie's on it. Is he going to escort the rock just to the door, but doesn't push it out? So.
Yeah, that stone's staying.
So one of the nice things about this event is that there's some good eats in the area. So we're not struggling to find good places to chow down at. We had some falafel and gyro last night. Stefan's gnashing on a burrito right now. That's why he's not on the mic. We don't want him on the mic until he's done eating. And then obviously we're big fans of Corner's Pasty. There's a barbecue place nearby. And there's also a convenience store that serves hot food. And that's my go-to because it's within walking distance. So just it's fun to be down here at Coyotes. It's always great when they have us for events like this. And also, I think I mentioned last night on the broadcast that Coyotes this is the start of a month of some really competitive curling and some big games in Arizona that could overwhelm even the biggest of games. Not even the Super Bowl can shine a spotlight to what's going to be happening at Coyotes in the next month, which is slightly ironic because the Super Bowl is going to be in Arizona next month. So But the real big game is going to be here at Coyotes Curling Club.
That's right. I think the Donna Perky Classic is that weekend.
Yep, that weekend.
Yep.
Which makes it tricky to find accommodations.
It does. It does. It was really a bad idea for the NFL to schedule the Super Bowl during the Donna Perky Classic. They really weren't thinking that one through.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, sometimes the NFL can't schedule these events far enough in advance. So.
Seems like, how do I clean that phrase up? You're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't, right?
Indeed. Speaking of, so one last thing about the Super Bowl is that there are a lot of, the presence of the event is being felt in Phoenix. There's a lot of signage, advertisements, encouraging people to buy certain types of alcoholic beverages that are sponsored by, that sponsor the NFL.
Yep, indeed. And if you go to the airport, you get the impression that Verizon is self-responsible for this Super Bowl. I don't think I've seen that many Verizon ads in one place before, but yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well, and speaking of the airport, like one last thing about the airport is that the automated light rail that goes through the parking lot and to the transit station, it now goes to the rental car station.
Yeah, the SkyTrain, and boy, it sure was nice to just hop on a train and go out there instead of dealing with shuttle buses and all that.
I mean, the shuttle bus is fine, but you definitely kind of feel that you're driving all the way around the airport.
You do.
To get to the rental station.
Yeah, and this SkyTrain takes a little. I guess it's not quite a tunnel, but it goes underneath one of the taxiways. It's definitely more direct.
And it's more direct, and there's only one stop between the main terminal buildings.
Yep.
It's a very weird mystery stop. It's kind of like
you look at photos of the New York transit system from 120 years ago, and there's train stations sitting in the middle of open fields, and of course now they're in the middle of civilization, but it kind of feels like that.
Well, the open field in this case is just a giant parking lot.
It's a giant parking lot full of the former shuttle buses that used to drive to the rental car facility.
And then other big events next weekend is going to be the Golden Wrench, the Ed Wernick Classic, I believe it's called, named the Golden Wrench after Ed the Wrench Wernick. That's going to be a really exciting game, exciting tournament to watch. I think Coyotes is going to be streaming it on their YouTube channel. So, and you'll see some top flight teams from the U.S. and internationally.
Indeed.
And that's going to be next week from Coyotes.
Turning back to the game for a second, Maxie was able to put a beautiful freeze up there.
Oh yeah.
And gave Aubrey a really good opportunity to draw behind it. Although, oh boy, that looks like that's an arrow. I think there's a crash coming.
This is Aubrey's first here. It does just chip off of the yellow, the pilet,
the pilet
in the top of the button area, top four. So this is the Aubrey stone rolls open, and so it looks like Maxie wants to take it out. That's, I think, the smart play. It could jam on the red in the back, but that's not. The red in the back is too far away to really make a huge impact on the end. You don't want to somehow run the yellow. You want to make sure you hit the red pretty solidly on the schnoz there. But even if you hit it, I mean, pretty much anywhere you hit it, as long as you hit it with enough force to be through the rings, it'll be a good shot. As Maxie gets set here. Coleman and Baresh are sweeping pretty hard. Important to make sure it stays on target. Well, they may have hunted womp rats bigger than that in Baker's Canyon back home. He was able to stay on target. So look at this here. Like, how daring do you think Aubrey is going to be with the hammer? This is the last shot. She could get all three of those rocks moving.
She could, because they are not frozen to each other. Looking at the overhead, there's a good 2 inches between all of them. if you were to really just nuke the crap out of that top one, I think it's there.
If you hit it right on the nose,
or even just
to the
left
right
of the nose.
just left of the nose. Yeah.
Yeah, from this view.
Yeah.
Left of the nose. I think it's there.
However,
that's not what they're doing.
Yeah, where the broom was positioned was not for the triple takeout.
Looks like they're going to try to draw. I'm guessing maybe to hold them to one, but that's really narrow.
I mean, if they touch the edge of the button,
there's a lot of sweeping going on.
It's really light.
This thing is just not.
They're off of it, so that's another 3 there.
Yep.
So just a little bit on the light side.
That's a good end for Maxie.
Going to be a steal of 3 for Maxie to take an 8-2 lead over Team Aubrey. Just looking to see, both teams kind of go to their respective sides. As Dan, as a solid second, does his job at cleaning the rocks off the ice. Let's go around the rings while they do their minute pause. On sheet A, of course, ended early as Team Citizens, apologies, jumped ahead really solidly, and Team Chen didn't have an answer. Citizens over Chen as a final on sheet A. On sheet B, I think this is turning into a bit of a pretty exciting game. It's a bit of a back and forth between Team McDonald of Coyotes and Moore taking on Team Leclerc of Coyotes. Looks like Leclerc jumped into a 1-point lead at the halfway break, and then McDonald answered with a deuce. And so now it is McDonald up 1. It looks like they actually shook hands on the feature sheets because they're not throwing the rocks back, and they're putting their grippers on. So it might be handshakes on the feature sheets, and the timekeeper stopped keeping time. So they shook hands. Yeah. All right.
Yep. Handshakes.
So that is the game over there. We will go to our expanded coverage, our patented expanded coverage that's new. We were able to go expanded coverage in San Francisco thanks to the awesome camera setup that they have.
Yeah.
And then here we're able to add another wireless camera to our setup. It's not the best necessarily, but it's something.
You've always talked about having a roving camera, and now it turns out you're the one doing the roving. But it does, it makes me interested to see what we could possibly do with additional roving cameras when we get to the finals, and there's not much else going on around the ice.
Yeah, that's true.
We can see.
Send someone out there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I took a photo of the standings.
Oreo flavor. This is coffee crunch Oreo cookie flavor.
Someone's offering us cookies, and I can't say no, even on a broadcast. So thank you so much.
Just one?
Just one.
Okay.
Thank you. I might be back. So while they clear the ice, just to look at the standings real quick. So Pool A, Maxie is 3-1. Endicott's on the ice right now. They are in the lead, so they might go up to 3-0. They're the 2 leaders right now in Pool A, followed by Aubrey, Howells. Actually, Muir's is 2-1. So Endicott and Muir's might be a good game tonight to watch. That's the 6:30 game. Top of the pool right now is Maxie, Endicott, and Muir's in Pool A. In Pool B, Leclerc is undefeated currently, although they're facing a pretty tough challenge against McDonald on sheet B. And then the other top of the class includes Citizens at 2-0 and McDonald at 2-1. So this is pretty much a must-win for McDonald on sheet B, which we'll rejoin in a second. Then on sheet D, the game between Mallory to Silicon Valley and Endicott. Endicott is holding a 5-3 lead right now in the 7th end. They're moving along pretty quickly on that one, on that sheet. So we're going to do some, we're going to shift our coverage over to sheet B as I get my camera set up ready. All right. We are almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you staying with us. Our next game is going to be at 6:30 tonight. We are going to announce what our feature game is going to be at that later, slightly, hopefully within 20 minutes after this game ends. Looking at sheet B, to reset this game real quick, it is Team McDonald playing with the Red Rocks, Team Leclerc, the Yellows. We are in the 6th end, with McDonald holding a 1-point lead, 4-3 over Leclerc. Looks like we are in Vice third stones right now, and Leclerc is holding, actually McDonald is supposed to be shot with a lot of Leclerc yellow around that shot. So thanks for sticking with us as we provide this extended coverage.
The first stop sign is it's all right. That's all very yeah. Great. Pretty strong. Maxie tried to do something on top of it. It's heavy, so it's just like it's like some Nissan Altima from the 90s. They're still kind of well, Nissan Altimas look like that when you put two people in the back seats.
She was in Philadelphia. She went back there for like this women's.
So it looks like we have the Ness Leclerc stone coming from their Vice. I think looking to kind of clear out the center guards here. Looks like it's going to be, oh, it does tick the high center guard there. Shooter rolls away.
Upwards of 10,000 pounds, but that's with load distribution. They don't think that they put 1,500 pounds of tongue weight or something like that. And even if they have air bags, it doesn't matter. That weight is still on that and holding up on the truck.
So I think it's going to be a tricky situation for. Well, Leclerc has a tricky situation to get the McDonald stone out. I think it's also tricky for McDonald to get another one in. But she doesn't need to get another one in necessarily. This is Zach Brendan being set up in the hack for his next rock here. I think he's second.
I asked her if the bottle was dark green or light green, and she said yes.
Shots underway. I'm thinking they want to put a guard up, if I'm guessing. Front end jumps out of there, really sweeping hard here. Definitely going for a guard. It needs to make sure it's over the line. And it does appear to block off the path toward the button on the right side, you know, kind of illuminating an easy Leclerc raise. So I think Leclerc wants to eliminate the guard that is at the top of the house near the center line. Rod's underway. Needs to make contact. It does not. It's turned over to one in the back. Perhaps a slight miss there, as it does go into the house and knocks around the rocks around the center. So it does unlock the rocks that were in the back 4 foot. Unfortunately, fortunately for Claire, it favors McDonald as the yellows get pushed further towards the edge of the rings, and it is now McDonald just sitting that one solitary red in the back 4 foot. So this is the first stone coming for Andy McDonald. This looks to be pretty close. It does tap one of the reds, or it knocks one of the yellows out, pardon me. And then the red spins around to almost hug, start, touch the back of the house. So a tricky situation. It looks like they're trying to line up a double run back, if I'm looking at it correctly here. So this is going to be Bob LeClair's first with the hammer here in the 6th. Bob LeClair began his curling career in Ontario, Canada. He played in world curling events for 25 years, took part in the 1993 Brier, 7 provincial men's championships, 7 provincial masters championships, the 2015 Canadian Masters, and his shot is coming down the ice. Looking for that, it's a little wide. This was going to, oh no, does not come back.
Only on sheet.
Oh, hi. Sorry. These are my friends. Just to send it. Tim. That's our friend Will. Hi, Will. That's Jasmine.
So this has changed the end pretty dramatically, as a lot of the yellows that were in the house are now gone. Red is shot in the back 4 foot. There's 2 yellows. And this is the last stone coming from Andy McDonald. Andy was the 2016 and 2018 Wisconsin State Champion. Competed at the Youth Olympic Trials in 2019. And has been really good at leading young teams, including several juniors teams in our region, MoPac. This is her last, I think, looking just for a draw. I think a guard is the miss here as it comes down the way. Mine's the most important aspect as the front end started sweeping. It does tick on the red at the top of the guard zone, but the run back is still there, potentially for 2. Bob LeClair needs to be on target though to pull it out. So for Bob LeClair, he's stripped his team to win the USA Senior Men's National Championship and represented the U.S. in the World Senior Championship in Geneva. When he's not competing or playing in club leagues, he can be found at his hometown club coaching. Let's see if he has a shot on the money here. It's going to be close. Tap, tap. Oh, no. Just not quite on line. It does make contact. The yellow gets pushed wide. This is going to be a steal of 1 for Andy McDonald. To extend her lead 2 points. It's now 5-3 in favor of Team McDonald as they take a pause in the action here at the 2023 MoPac Mixed Championship. While they just sit there, let's shift cameras, shall we, to sheet D and watch the end of the 6th end on D.
I paid $1 million of plastic tape.
Have to mix it up.
I've never done a wood one. I've kind of always.
This one I need is the entire one.
Sacramento Curling Club.
We have to try out right now.
I wanted.
All right, moving to sheet D. This is a game between Team Endicott from Coyotes taking on Team 70 or Mallard. Pardon, Team Mallard for Silicon Valley. It's been an interesting back and forth game, although Endicott's starting to pull ahead, and they have set up quite a doozy for Mallard to figure out, quite a puzzle, as there are, if I counted correctly, 5 reds in the rings for Mallard to face. We are in the stiff stones. Mallard's playing the yellow, Endicott's throwing the red. This is the first of 2 shots coming from Mallard. So a really challenging shot. It looks like he wants to, I think, maybe draw down and tap the red back. Maybe roll a little bit, perhaps, even. And his shot's underway here. So Mallard's front end is going really hard. Looks like it's curling okay. Just make sure it doesn't crash on the guard. You see it going. It looks like it might be on the guard there. The red. It does tip the red. It does roll to the right. Try to see how much cover there is. Not seeing a lot of cover, so looks like Endicott's trying to just take out that yellow and sit 6. Bit of a tricky situation. Well, Endicott, I think, has a pretty straightforward situation. Mallard is going to be forced to win here, and it's going to be a challenge for Mallard to get that single. Endicott's last shot's underway here. Looks like it's going to curl up, and it's going to roll. Ooh, okay. So it rolls back to the left, and it rolls, I think the shooter itself, or one of the reds rolls to the back 12. So this is the yellow end, Endicott sitting 5. That red in the back 12 is outcounted, I believe, by a yellow that's further up to the 12 foot. So it now looks like a draw for 1. Again, a tough situation for Jeremy Mallard here. Facing 5, looking to draw. His last weight was heavier. He needs to have solid key line weight to pull the shot out. Just for kicks and red time it. Because why not?
The shot they're throwing is 100%. Sure, right.
His shot is underway. Jeremy Mallard facing 5 here, looking to draw for 1. Front end jumps on it. Looks like the weights were really close. Needs to curl up a little bit. Got about 14 seconds, so it could be a little on the heavy side. It needs to curl up. Oh, this is, so it looks like 2, maybe 3.
Right on here, that John Schuster calls it old.
So the warm room says 2. And it might be close to handshakes here. Well, Mallory's talking it over. Just talking over in between the hands. All right, so that is that game. Let's move back to sheet B, where they're close to halfway through their 7th end of 8 ends of regulation. Oh, actually switching back. It is handshakes between Team Endicott and Team Allard. Endicott does win this game. I think they're undefeated. I'll double check that, but definitely Endicott is proving themselves to be among the top flight of this competition. Team Allard, they were in this game for a bit, and this Endicott pulled away. So looks like a good game all around. We're going to shift back to our B sheet game. Excuse me, sorry.
She wanted to kill it for you.
So back on sheet B. McDonald holding a 2-point lead over Leclerc.
I also ended up giving that roast beef one another 5
Looks like we're in the Vice Stip Stones, the Leclerc, Vice, Drummond throwing her first. In the house is 1 McDonald, so it looks like Drummond's going after it. Looks like they're going to make contact and roll under cover to the left, so it looks like a good shot there.
Even with a couple hours out, I can't eat more than half right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are so. I mean, besides
Delicious. Thank you. So much. Amazing.
So this is the nest rock from Team McDonald's Vice. It looks like it clears the corner guard. So it looks like Leclerc wants Drummond to put back up the corner guard, generate some offense. Oh, I take that back. It looks like he wants to split the rings. Go around the corner guard that's to the right, or the upper part of the sheet on this overhead view. It's exposed, and it looks like, yep, it looks like McDonald wants to do a hit and roll. So it looks like McDonald wants to do a hit and roll as her vice, Zach, has the broom down.
Here, let me take a bite.
Let's see if Andy McDonald has this shot dialed in.
That's the one you're supposed to have. Because it has blind goals.
Watching it go down. It looks like it's pretty close. They're swinging to hold the line. Hits it pretty thick and it noses the yellow out. And so now it looks like Leclerc wants to try the hit again. One of the issues is that I think if he hits it on the nose, it makes the double more possible, perhaps.
Is this one says it just came from my wife in Philadelphia.
If you were thinking about something or you're big into something that was not what you were trying to do, some kind of, and you're like, that was hi. I grabbed this hi.
So Leclerc's shot's underway. Looks like it might. Oh goodness! It kisses the red and rolls. Is it going to stick around? It does stick around. But now there's a double possibility for McDonald here.
I mean, I saw you, but I didn't stop eating it.
Interesting setup here.
Not really. I know, it's all fixed. Things are not as big as they seem here. That's what she said.
Honestly, they get a double body.
Sorry.
Here's the last rock coming from Andy McDonald here in the seventh end. Looking for a double. Getting rid of at least one is going to be solid. This looks pretty close. Just one. Just a second one, but nudges it as the shooter rolls. Oh, okay. So it doesn't get rid of the second yellow, but the red sticks around for shot rock. And so now to get the two, Leclerc looks like he's going to try and take out the red in the back 12. There is
seems like the right choice.
A bit of cover. I agree, because he could try and carry the hammer into the last end, but she's still down two. If he can get two here and get a 1 point lead, or tie it up, I think he'll tie it up here, and then try and steal the last end.
Yep. Better than going into the last end down 3.
That's true too. But he definitely wants to stick the second. He wants to stick the shooter to get 2 here. He can't miss this. So shots underway. Looks pretty good. Supers jump on it. You can watch it curl as it goes down the ice. Needs to curl up a little bit more even. And it looks pretty good on the schnoz for 2. So Leclerc has, if I believe correctly, tied things up here. So Andy McDonald will carry the hammer into the decisive 8th ends when we come back to our coverage for the 2023 MoPac mixed playdowns. That was not the plan, but it looks really good. We are underway here in our final ends. 1 point will win it. An accidental blink will lead to an extra ends, but that never happens. So we are. Claire scored 2 in the 7th to tie things up, and it is McDonald holding the hammer. If she converts the hammer with just a single point, she will pull out the win, and really made things interesting in that pool as well.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the first stone coming from the lead for Team McDonald. That would be Brian Feldman Jr. The third Feldman in the event. His parents are taking part in the event as part of Team Feldman, the titular Feldman, as it were.
The OG Feldman.
The OG Feldman. And it looks like he drew around that center guard really nicely. So this next stone coming from Team LeClaire is going to be from lead Lindsay Juilliard. Been curling for 15 years at Coyotes. Played in the women's MoPac Playdowns with Team Matras, and with Team Stevens at the U.S. Women's Curling Association National Ball. And her shot's away. It looks like he wants to draw around. LeClaire wants Lindsay to draw around. This is going to be more of a guard. Might tap the guard up a little bit, actually. Oh, it does tap the guard onto the center line, so now the no-take rule is in effect for that rock. We need a glowing rock to know for sure if that's on the line or not. I mean, come on, curling. Although the Fox Track puck, they use especially made pucks. They had a battery in the puck to transmit the position.
Yeah, it was. It had little lenses around it, and it shot out an infrared signal. Cool technology that was not very well liked.
No, NBC actually tried something similar during the All-Star game a couple of years back. An interesting tech demo. Also, I think more useful than they have the billboards that are in motion now. In hockey games, I don't know if you've seen the hockey games lately, but they're using the technology to replace the dashboard ads with digital dashboard ads. Interesting. There's some examples where it didn't work so great, but it looks pretty smooth now. It's kind of, I don't know. It's hard to be a true purist when there's so much advertising so dominant in sports these days. I like seeing authentic dashboards. I don't know. So
it's amazing the links we'll go to promote them.
Yeah. As long as the money keeps coming in. By the way, if you want to sponsor this event or MoPac in general, you can visit mopacca.org and click on the content link on the right-hand side of the page. We will possibly rename the event for you.
You have to pay us money.
Yes, I mean obviously, but, you know, and also we probably won't be using Easy Toys.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Neither did the World Curling Federation. So it looks like McDonald has a really nice setup here. I think LeClaire tried to go around a couple times and kind of crashed. It opened things up down the center, and it looks like McDonald is going to put another center guard up. And we talked about the no-take rule. The no-take rule's off. The free guard zone rule's off.
Yep. It's all open season out there now.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
Looks like we're going to need some dynamite play here to blow things up from the second for Team Leclerc. That's going to be Jeff Baird, skip of the 2020 MoPac Mixed Championship team. Playing second here. This looks like you kind of gestured it's a little bit wide. What's it going to do? It does tip the yellow guard there. Rolls to the side. So, again, the situation is looking really, really solid for Andy McDonald in the ring.
It really is.
I'm kind of curious to see what Leclerc has to. I mean, the center's still open, so I think McDonald throwing, like maybe draw to the top of the house, but a tight guard is fine too. Even a high guard, as long as the line is good. The line looks pretty good from here right now. Do you think it's going to overcurl, or it just needs to get there?
Yeah, it should be over the hog line pretty safely. I think she just wants it a little bit deeper than this. It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
So let's
a
go
little
there.
narrow, but
I mean, they could double the guards off, and I think that's going to be the call. Oh, Leclerc's actually looking to go around now.
it looks like Leclerc's going to try to draw.
He could, with a heavy draw, he can get around that clutter in the front, and with even backline weight.
Yep.
Probably enough. It needs to be enough weight. It needs to have enough eyes to get around, but then enough weight to tap back. I think
That looks like more than backline weight.
This is the second, fourth, or sorry, vice for Team there. That would be a Tracy Drummond. Weight looks to be not. Wow. Closer to T.
Yep. I think it was the draw.
Oh, it is going to be a draw.
It's going to crash on that high red. Oh no, it slips by.
That's a really nice trade there. Do you think they meant to throw more weight, or was that drawn up?
I think that was it. I think that's what they wanted to do. Okay. Freeze it. Timeout for Team McDonald.
Team McDonald called a timeout. Interesting situation here. So if we were broadcasting this game on TSN, TSN would have the cameras, the overhead cameras that would shift. Have you seen that?
Yeah, when I was in Edmonton last week, it was so cool. They're on rails up there, and they just drive back and forth over the sheets. Really cool.
They have a lot more money and a lot more technology than we do.
It just gives us something to aspire to.
We're trying here, guys. We're trying.
I would say we're doing better than trying. We're doing real well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really cool though because the camera's on rails, but it has full tilt.
Oh, it is. It's a PTZ camera,
Yeah.
but it's on rails that can move back and forth between sheets. It's really cool.
Yeah. Well, Leclerc tries to do a little, guerrilla advertising by standing in front of the camera. We did it. You're Skip Leclerc. I think it's kind of good. Like most people just ignore what's happening in the house unless it's like really distracting. Hopefully the two cameras on the ice are not super distracting. So timeout over. Coach and father Patrick McDonald comes back into the warm room. So here I think they just want to block, right? I mean they're sitting one. The danger is really Leclerc getting access to that rock again and hitting the red further back.
Leclerc is in the best possible position he can be outside scoring right now. So.
But is McDonald going to shut the door here with her third final shot? I believe that's going to be Zach Brendan.
So that's Zach Brendan.
Yeah. So I think he could really just kind of drive the pile. And so even if he misses, he's going to open up with that side of the sheets.
Yep.
He's looking at the angles, I believe. What do you think about? He can't even attack it on the left side. He really kind of needs to look at breaking it open there.
Yeah, he's got 3 stones left. Maybe 4.
I mean, if he clears the front,
Opening things up is not a bad idea.
I mean, if he clears the front, then he would establish 2 possible paths to the shot block.
He absolutely would.
Because like the angles work both ways in this fight.
They do.
Although the red and the top is a lot further away than the side.
Yeah, from our stream, it looks like it's pretty close, but looking at the overhead here in the end room, it's like basically bisected by the 8 foot. So
this is Drummond's second. It looks like it might.
This is interesting.
Oh goodness! I mean, it does help because it does open up the draw path on the right side a little bit. But I feel like just blowing it up would have been. I would have been a little more exciting call at the very least.
So they've hung numbers 1 through 7 up, but they're.
So for McDonald, but now that side's open and McDonald can do it first.
Right.
And this is Zach's last. McDonald has a hammer again this end. Line's important. Weight's important. I'd say that it looks like another soft rock, but it's going to get over the hog line. 2 guard, I think.
Yeah, 2 guard.
So yeah, I think that's kind of the downside of I really think that blowing it up would have been really good. But now they're in a position to blow it up. Blow it up. Blow it up. Because I don't see any other way for Leclerc to get to the shot stone.
I don't either. I guess the one benefit they have is that if they were to get the angle just right on a run back, no, I take that back. This is a tough nut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of planners rejects on the ice because these are some tough nuts to crack. So they're looking at, are they going to try and run one of the reds back onto the red, onto the yellow, onto the red, like a quadruple run back? And like the plan B is to, or the more likely outcome is just to open that side up.
Yeah.
Because I think opening it up is, I mean, it creates opportunities because I don't see a lot of opportunities right now.
No,
although it needs to get there. Baird's sweeping it really hard. Looks pretty close.
This is that run back I was looking at. It's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that actually degrades the situation even further for Leclerc because what little of that run back was there is now completely gone. You can't reach the nose of that red that's on the center line. So
I don't see a shot anymore.
I don't either.
Because he can't blast on the right side. He can't really. I mean, and McDonald's just trying to draw into the pile to just even eliminate the chance of hitting the center red.
Yep.
Running the center red into the pile.
Yep.
This is a tough situation. He really can't draw on the left side. I mean, the back of the button's open, but the shot stone, the red, looks like it's covering the pin.
It is covering the pin.
And so he can't really even draw the side. I mean,
yeah.
I guess he could try it. No, I don't see it. I mean, he could maybe draw to the side of the button and with enough vigor to tap the red back like a couple inches. But I don't know if I don't think that's there either.
You wouldn't hit it on the nose. You know, you'd lose the shooter. I think you'd lose the same amount of ice on the shooter as you would on that red one sitting on the pin. So.
Yeah. McDonald with her last, just drawing into that pile. We got a curling version of the Rock and Gibraltar out there. Just a wall of solid granite.
The Great Wall of Tempe.
The Great Wall of Tempe, yeah. I don't see anything. I mean, they could. Are they looking at trying to maybe use the red that McDonald put up to do a quintuple run back? Red, 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 yellow, red.
I don't think that line's there.
It looks like they're trying to line it up. Or they're trying to do an angle.
You know, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah. Also looking at an in-off on the left side there. Looking at the in-off on the left wing. I mean, that does seem to be the only real shot. And that yellow is higher up than I thought it was. It looks like it's about 10 o'clock on the house, as if the house is a clock dial.
Yep.
So like, yeah. Also, like, we curl on arena ice, so we don't really think of in-offs as viable shots a lot of times. Just a reminder that our next game will be at around 6:30 tonight. We will announce the matchup when we figure it out. But here it is, the last shot for Leclerc, needing to steal the win without the hammer. Needs to be shot after this is done. Looks like it's over curling.
Yeah. Oh.
And it over curls. Kicks the stone out, and it's going to be 1 for McDonald for the win. Handshakes from the teams, and McDonald improves to, I believe, 3-1. Deals Leclerc his first loss, so they are, I believe,
they're now matched.
At
3-1.
the top of the table.
Yep.
Is there another team that's higher?
In that
Siggins or
no? Right now in that pool, McDonald and Leclerc are matched.
And so, yeah, just as a reminder, the top 2 teams in each pool advance to the semifinals, and then if there's a tie at any point, we have 2 rounds set up for tiebreakers if necessary.
Yep, we do.
And we'll see what happens. Those will be on Friday evening, if it comes to pass. Friday afternoon, Friday evening. So, but that does it. A great game on Sheet B. It looks like a bunch of great games all around. Some really excellent scoring as our tournament continues. Again, we're going to be back at 6:30 tonight. But until then, for all of us here at MoPac Coyotes Curling Club, with my colleague Stefan Brems, this has been Ryan Olson saying good afternoon and good curling.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry I wasn't.